Most of you know by now how obsessed I am with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but I'm also an equally huge fan of horror. Every Sunday as a kid, I would scour the TV guide and cut out each listing of every scary movie I could find. Every paper I wrote in English class was about some haunted house I went to. And I was Freddy or Michael Myers or Leatherface for Halloween more times than Jason has lives. So when I started to make movies, it's no surprise that most of them were scary or about some psychotic killer or things like that. Now, a lot of the things I've made over the years aren't quite top-notch quality, but I had a lot of fun making them, and I've really enjoyed bringing various killers to life over the years. So I'm going to give you something the internet has never seen before, a top 10 list of my favorite killers from stuff I've filmed. Number 10, Brandon from Scaremonger 1 and 2. This was my first movie where I had an original killer or killers, and even though at first the killers were dressed as well-known movie slashers, Brandon eventually settled on his own look. I think it's decent coming from a teenager in the 90s. Number 9, Skeletor from Fall of Grayskull. Skeletor is not your typical horror movie killer, but he certainly has the look and he's the right amount of evil. Plus, he actually kills He-Man in the movie. How many people can claim to have done that? Number 8, the demonic ghost from The Unwanted. In 2000, I filmed a haunted house movie with all the ghost house cliches you can think of. But what makes this dark hooded spirit different from all the rest? A hat. Yep, it may be cheesy and simple, but I think it adds character to the ghost. A bit of The Undertaker, if you will. Number 7, Chris from Bunny. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Bunny yet, go watch it right now on Amazon or VOD. I love Kent's portrayal of the psychotic boyfriend. I think he comes across as really believable, and I can really relate to and understand the character's motivation of choosing to hurt his love interest to prevent himself from being hurt, albeit in a very disturbing way. Number 6, me from Scaremonger 2. So in part 2, it was revealed that I was in on the murders the whole time and was helping Brandon and Christy kill all our friends for the sake of making a realistic horror movie. If you couldn't tell, I was really into the Scream movies at that time. Number 5, Jason from my Friday the 13th fan films. Jason Goes to Hell is what inspired me to start making movies back in the mid-90s, and the fact that it doesn't take much effort to make a movie about a guy in a mask killing people in the woods. Jason was my first foray into filmmaking, if you can call them films. VHS camcording at its finest. Number 4, Shadow Weaver from Fall of Grayskull. Like Skeletor, Shadow Weaver isn't really a killer in the traditional horror movie sense, but she definitely kills, and boy does she kill the crap out of Evil Lynn. Bam! Melt your face off. Number 3, Count Orlock from Nosferatu. I've always preferred Max Schreck's Count Orlock to any version of Count Dracula, even though Orlock is based off Dracula. I'm a huge fan of the 1922 silent film Nosferatu, and this was my homage. Number 2, Billy Baloney from One Night After Babysitting. I've always loved the idea of toys coming to life to kill people. The Child's Play films are some of my most beloved guilty pleasures, but my all-time favorite in this subgenre would have to be a short film called The Dummy that I saw on HBO as a little kid. I can't believe my parents let me watch something so terrifying at such an early age. It scared the living crap out of me. Also as a child, I was a huge fan of Pee-wee Herman and Pee-wee's Playhouse. And one Christmas under the tree, I received a dummy straight from the show, Billy Baloney. My daughter, who plays the little girl in the film, is to this day scared to death of it. And finally, number 1, Lisa from Bunny. People sometimes make the mistake of thinking the killer in this movie is named Bunny, but Bunny is actually the name of the girl who Lisa's husband is seeing behind Lisa's back. And since her husband is always complaining about how boring of a person Lisa is, and the fact they own a Halloween lingerie type of a shop, she decides to kill Bunny and dress in a Playboy bunny outfit as sort of a slap in the face to her husband, mocking his mistress and his desires. I wanted the main villain in Bunny to have all the stereotypes of a slasher: mask, disfigured face, never talks, etc. But I also wanted to bring something different and appealing to the character. Yes, there have been female killers before, but to my knowledge, there had never been a killer Playboy bunny. Thank you so much for watching these Halloween videos and helping me celebrate my favorite time of year. Make sure to like and subscribe and check back, because I might post other videos sometime. I